Yeah, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live, Sunday morning edition. How y'all doing? So it occurred to me I would like to play that Lionel Richie, Easy Like Sunday Morning, because it's a beautiful day here in Florida on Sunday morning, but I'm not going to do that because, I don't own the rights to that song, so I can't play it. So I'm going to just chill. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful morning here, and hopefully it's a beautiful morning where you are too. And yeah, we got some good topics for you guys today on the show. As usual, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chill for a minute while we go ahead and wait for some people to join us in the chat. In the meantime, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play my little thing, and then we'll go from there. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept aware anytime we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you enjoy the content as you listen, make sure you give us a like, a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us, and write it down, put it in your phones, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the podcast and you want to help the show continue to grow, make sure you go ahead, click that join button, join the channel. We're going to have some exclusive content just for you. Embiid, man. So, news out recently, a couple of days ago, that Joel Embiid will miss the remainder of the regular season, which is probably the remainder of the season because Philly's bad, and I don't know if they make the playoffs. He has a continuing issue in his knee, and now they're debating what they're going to do. If it's going to be some type of surgery, if they're going to try to break it and reset it, damage to the ligament, so on and so forth. Y'all know I really like Embiid. Y'all know I'm a huge fan of his. I think his game is awesome. I think when he's healthy, he's the best big man in the NBA without question. He plays both sides, and he dominates the guy that everybody talks about as being so great. But with that said, when he is healthy is the key, right? What is it? I want to say he has missed like 430 career games, and he's played like 452. So for almost every game he's played, he's missed one. And at the end of the day, they always say, what? Availability is your best ability. And that's tough because now you start wondering, is this a situation where Embiid is kind of done? Is his career over? And I don't know, man. I don't know. Personally, I think it is. I think it's over in Philly. I think it's over. I think it's over in Philly, and I think it's over, period. So because now people are saying like maybe they should try to trade him. Who's trading Embiid for that kind of money and knowing he can't stay on the floor? Correction. Who would trade for Embiid in knowing that he makes the money that he makes? I think this year he's making 50 or 54. But anyway, at the end of his 4-year extension, he's going to be making like over $60 million a year. Like, that's crazy for a guy that's never out there, right? And so you just got to wonder, like, what do the Sixers do? What kind of spot are they in with him? What does he do? Should he just retire? I mean, I don't know, man. First, G, give me your thoughts on Embiid overall as a player when he's healthy, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, he's one of the bigs in this league.
Jokic plays one side of the ball. Yes, I said it. Go ahead, G, my bad.
Wow. Okay. All right. So Embiid to me is definitely one of those players who can change the dynamic of a team. What I will say is he's almost not ever healthy. I don't know if I'm saying that. So he's like always has some form of injury, even going in games where you would think he'd be healthy. Like there's always something with this guy, and I mean, I think he's the reason why Philly hasn't been able to get over that hump. His injuries, much like Chris Paul, right? Playoff time come, nowhere to be found, man. These injury prone players is, I don't know, man. It just There's nothing you can say, man. Like this dude, I saw a meme with him in a wheelchair, right? Like they had
Him
him
and
in a
AD,
wheelchair.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did
yeah,
a
I saw that.
wheelchair, man. So it's like I don't know, man. Like I just never. He's always been hurt, so I never really got a chance to like really see like his full potential. I know you big on his style of play because he
Mhm.
remind you of like that '90s style player, but he's really a stretch forward too. Um, yeah, he's really a stretch forward too, man.
I
Like
don't.
I'll say you can tell there is like flashes of Hakeem. You see flashes of like the '90s bigs. He's a little
Mhm.
physical, but he just too fragile.
Agreed. Agreed.
He's too
Yeah, yeah,
fragile.
no
Yeah, he's
doubt.
too fragile, man. So like I
Mhm.
don't know. I seen him give people 50 though. Like it's crazy. Like
Right.
a 50-point cycle, everything, jump shots, back to the basket. Like he got the full
Mhm.
bag. It's
Yeah,
just
full.
it's fragile.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
fragile. That's
Yeah.
all.
All right, so let me respond to the chat real quick. John C says, uh, Jokic is a leader and Embiid is a spoiled kid. Stop that BS. Okay, that's true. That doesn't make him a better player. I don't understand how you got a guy who, one, is an MVP, two, is an all-star and all NBA player on both sides of the ball, and you have another guy who's an all-star and a multiple-time MVP and a champion, but only plays one side of the ball. Somebody explain to me, real talk, because this is so annoying with the Jokic thing. Is Jokic a really good player? Yes. Is Jokic arguably a great player? Yes. Is Jokic putting up historical numbers? Yes. All that great. How do you explain to me why we keep overlooking the fact that Jokic refuses to defend? How do we keep just ignoring that, glossing over it, and acting like that should not be a detriment to where we rank him as a player? Somebody explain that to me. I want to know. I'm not saying anything else till I get a real explanation on that. Go ahead, G.
So what's the question here?
The
Is it
question
is
is,
it is
sorry, go ahead.
is Joker is Jokic better than Embiid?
Because I said that Embiid is better than Jokic when healthy. And people always act like I'm insane when I say that. When Jokic gets his lunch taken by Embiid when they play against each other, and Embiid plays both sides of the floor, but they want to somehow get mesmerized by the triple doubles and act as if it's okay not to defend. And I don't understand that.
Well, I'm gonna say this. This is how you get. Well, what did Embiid do last game? You're only as good as your last game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who won the matchup between those two? But I don't care about the storyline. Who won the matchup
Right, right,
between
right.
those two when they played? I mean that
So
that that
I would
that
have to
kills
check.
all that for
Let me
me
see if I can find it.
because
But no, because let's just say hypothetically, I'm looking it up right now too. Let's say hypothetically, right? We playing against each other, and we just finished talking about it. Freaking Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs won, right? They
right,
beat the Celtics
yeah,
the other night,
yep.
but we could argue that Tatum outplayed Donovan Mitchell, right? So, like, yes, the objective is to win, but that doesn't always demonstrate. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, my team won. That means I'm better than you. Not quite.
Nah, man, I'm glad
Not quite.
the format podcast is finally here, man. I remember like my first three, I think my first four episodes,
Hmm.
and I did this data on who was the best quarterback. Who's the
Yeah.
best basketball player in the last 5 minutes of the game? Right? Remember that? I broke down all these stats and stuff. I don't even do it anymore, but I broke the stats down, and we kind of
Uh-huh.
looked at like where are these players at the fourth quarter, right? Remember, Dwayne Wade made his money, made his name by himself in the fourth quarter, being one of the most clutch two 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 two-way guard in the league. Um, where am I going on this, man? Embiid is 6-2 versus Jokic. Why does he duck the smoke?
Interesting question.
Yeah, I don't know.
So let's see. Is this
Yeah,
the most? That can't be the last time. So I just looked this up. This says the most recent matchup on January 16th, 2024. That's more than a year ago. They had to have played since then. But it says the Sixers emerged victorious over Jokic and the Nuggets. Embiid had an impressive performance, scoring 41 points, grabbing 7 rebounds, dishing out 10 assists. I remember that.
and
Jokic
what
also
you
had a
say is
strong
true.
game with 25 points, 19 rebounds, and 3 assists.
There it is.
So I'm just like, you
You're only
can't.
as good as your last game.
So, Ka, you're being disingenuous here. Playing defense doesn't mean that you're Gary Payton or freaking Scottie Pippen, right? If you watch, I know you're a Jokic guy, which is odd for you, but the point is, watching this dude, he doesn't even try to defend, bro. You know that, and I know that. And coming up in the era that we came up in the basketball, I cannot overlook that. I refuse to. But that's cool. You feel how you feel. It's all good. It's not about locking up. It's about attempting to defend. Yeah, that's a yeah, that is a that is I'm not that is a silly that's a silly statement to make that Jokic is actually in the GOAT debate. That's absurd. That's absurd. There's nobody in the GOAT debate that doesn't defend. Like, how the hell did he get in there? Is LeBron overrated as a defender? Yes, but at least for many years he actually attempted to do so. Jokic, nope. But it's all good. Sneeze says Jokic gets first place MVP votes, and people are saying Embiid is better. What realm of the universe? Well, I look at it this way, right? Again, Sneed, I feel what you're saying, but to me, I refuse. It's not like Embiid is a bum, right? Embiid is an outstanding offensive player, a very good defensive player. To me, that puts him ahead of Jokic because Jokic doesn't defend at all. So if 50% is defense and 50% is offense, right? Jokic, let's say he gets a 50 out of 50 in the modern era. Cool. 50% is defense, 50% is offense. That puts Embiid at what? Let's say 45 offensively and 25, maybe 25 on defense, 35 on defense. He's still going to come out with a higher score overall than Jokic is. That's my issue. That's why I'm saying this. No, I don't look at one thing defense, John C. But Jokic refuses to. You know what? You got it, bro. You got it. You're a Jokic guy. It's all good. You like Jokic. Cool. Um, now there you go. Sneed, I'm with you because I actually said a couple shows back, I don't know if you were here for that I had to back off of my Embiid is the best big in the game thing because he doesn't play. Availability is your best ability. He doesn't play. But anyway, my bigger question was excuse me, is this latest injury pretty much the end of Embiid's career? Is he done? Should he be done? How does that also affect how does that affect the 76ers, and what happens? Is there anybody that they could pawn Embiid off on? Look, if I'm a GM in the league, I don't trade for that guy. I don't care what you offer me. I'm not doing it, right? Kyle says, unfortunately, the NBA has to push new players, so he has to enter GOAT talk with his 3 MVPs. That's just dumb, man. Anyway. Chuck Brewer, you're right. Yeah, I think you may be right. Gee, do you think this is the end of Embiid's career, man? I know we got
No,
sidetracked by the Embiid Jokic thing, but
no,
do you think
not
it's
at
the end
all.
of his career?
No, not at all.
Mm,
Not at all. Nah. No, it's too many teams that would pick him up at a phone call, even in his current state.
wow. I
Yeah.
wouldn't. Would you? If you're a GM,
Oh, of
would you?
course not. Of course
Oh,
not.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. I
Yeah.
was just checking. All
But
right.
he's a draw too, right? Like people,
Uh,
he is a big name,
mhm.
and people gonna show up if he's on the starting lineup because he's one of those guys that could change your team around when healthy. Just unfortunately, he hasn't been healthy.
Got you. Kyle Magic deserves to be in the GOAT debate. That's the difference. But we can have that discussion another time. He deserves to be there. Jokic does not. But anyway, moving right along. Yeah, so let's do this, y'all. Let's do this. I know that topic took a kind of side turn with my commentary that Embiid is better than Jokic. Again, caveat when healthy, but that's almost never. So we can just side table that. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the lines, the comments. But the first person I want to call is Nino. Nino, you were trying to get a call in, man. I need you to go ahead and call back. The rest of y'all hold it. After Nino, I'll take calls from whoever else. So we'll give Nino a couple minutes to try to get in here because I want to hear what he has to say. Jokic is the GOAT in Denver. I'm trying to think. Is he? I mean, I guess because he won a championship, maybe that would be the argument. Is he legitimately better than Alex English? I don't know. I mean, obviously he plays differently. Melo, I don't know, I mean, he plays differently. He does different things. But at the end of the day, that championship is going to weigh a whole lot because I don't think they had one prior to Jokic. So that's going to be huge. Yeah. Nino, if you hear me, man, go ahead and call in. I'm going to give you about another minute here. If not, I will go ahead and open up the lines to anybody else who wants to call. But yeah, more specifically, this topic is about Embiid. Do you think his career is over? Do you think they can find, I would say, a sucker to pawn him off on? Or and how do you think that this affects the Sixers going forward? Because we haven't really given too much into that because they're stuck in a bad spot. Daryl Morey needs to get fired, by the way. He's got to go because he gave Embiid a bad contract. He gave Paul George a bad contract. And now they're stuck. This is not the NFL where you can get out from under bad contracts easily. So I don't know. Now that's interesting. Wow. Oh my gosh. I'd hate to see that. Jeez. Can you magically rejuvenate yourself if your body won't let you, though? That's the question. That's the question. I would hate to see that, Kyle. Why would you say that, man? That would suck. No, we don't want any parts of that. Scary. All right, y'all, listen up. Lines are open. Go ahead, give us a call if you got any thoughts on Embiid, on the future of the Sixers, on Embiid's future. Is he done? Can he ever get back to being even a semblance of the MVP that he once was, et cetera, et cetera? Y'all know the number, 904-219-8264. It's on the screen and scrolling on the bottom. Oh, here's Nino. Nino, what's good, brother?
Good, man.
All right. I think you might be behind on the show, but go ahead.
Oh, am I behind on the show?
You might be just a little bit behind, maybe a couple minutes. But anyway, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I heard y'all talking about the B. I want to say, when you ain't got your LeBron by your side, now you be spot on, bro. I ain't gonna hell of a job when you ain't got your LeBron by your side. I've been trying to explain it in a way. I think you agree. I think that's what you was trying to say earlier. Which, like, far as the superstar is more than being the best player. Because I've been hearing people say the superstar, like being the best player in the league, gonna make you the face of the league. I mean,
correct.
And I'm like, hold on, now this ain't this. The face of the league is more than your skill set. And Tim Duncan is somebody I always bring up.
Thank you. There you go, Nino. Absolutely.
Tim Duncan is a top. Hey, Tim Duncan was work, man.
Mm-hmm.
But then I heard y'all disrespected Drew Holiday, then I got out for him a little bit. Well, I don't think you disrespect him. I think the Skip Bayless and the Stephen A. is what LeBron James was talking about when they talking about covering the league in that way. Drew Holiday is a big, major piece for the Celtics. I don't think they can win without Drew Holiday.
Not last year, but
he tipped the scale.
Right, but I think the argument is, and we know in sports, guys can fall off the cliff quickly. He's not playing this year anywhere near like he was playing last year. I think that's what's being said.
Which is fair.
Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't last year's contract year?
It might have been. Nah, I think he got it before last year started. Let me see. I'll check. But go ahead, Nino. I'm sorry.
I think I look at Drew Holiday like that David Fisher piece. If you look at the stats, you might say, man, they could have won without Fish. But if you watch the game, you know what Fish did. You know what Fish role was. Kind of like in Cleveland, you say, man, they could have won without Tristan Thompson. But if you watch the game, you like, man, Tristan Thompson played major role.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the only issue I had with you said today. But I agree with that face of the league option.
Yeah, man.
I've been trying to break it down where people can get it, and I think you hit it. You hit it just right.
No doubt. Got anything else, man?
Now I'll call back later with my. You want to hear my Warriors take?
Yes. While I got you, yes, please do. Yes, let's hear that.
So listen, I think my definition of super team is different. What you call a super team?
Generally, it's three superstars in their prime on the same team. Generally, or close to it. You know what I'm saying? Back end, beginning, but close to it.
You have a point with the generate. Now, if you say you break it down a lot different than other people, I think you're right. Player generated and super teams. If you say that's different, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still super teams. But let's look at Devin Booker and Bradley Beal.
Okay.
Now we're gonna put Bradley Beal in Chris Bosh spot.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Beal averaged 30 now.
Mm-hmm.
That superstar on his own team. That superstar numbers.
Right.
Who else? Devin Booker. He was in prime. They was calling him super. They were saying he's top 10 superstar.
Yeah.
And KD is KD, which is he's the agent superstar, but he's supposed to be in his real prime.
Mm-hmm.
So my theory always be you might agree with this, you might not.
Okay.
You cannot put three. I don't give a damn how good they is. You can't put MJ, Kobe, and give me one more. See, you can't say Magic. Now, I ain't say Magic. Because you put Magic and Kobe, Magic and MJ gonna fit. Kobe, Jordan, and another great. They do something. He's just a great player.
Were you talking about
what I'm saying?
At the shooting guard spot, you mean, or?
No, just on the team.
Okay.
You can't just. My point is, you can't just throw three great players on the team and say it's super team.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got super players, superstars, and say they can win. Which Chris Bosh, debatable. So everybody say he's superstar. That's debatable for me. That's debatable for me. So everybody want to go to the Heat. I didn't really like the Heat put together. I'm like, I think Brown went there for more so of a learning experience and different. I got different reasons why I think Brown went there. I think he was going through some things. I don't want to say because it's personal business. I think he was going through something more major than everybody forgot about.
I know what you're talking about. Bro. You talk about Delonte West. I know.
Yeah. So me putting myself in that situation, I don't give a damn if it wasn't true. If they think it's true, because I was thinking, how can this dude ain't blinking on this shit? He got to have something going on. And everybody say that game he quit. I agree. I can't say. Skip Bayless said they heard they had to put IVs or some shit.
Yeah, they sedated him supposedly
to calm him down.
Oh,
and Skip Bayless saying that's weak. I'm thinking, I would have really quit. They'll be like, man, he don't even show up at the game. I told him, hey, this dude out here, dog, I probably, that boy, they were like, man, they don't even talk to his mama no more. But that's different.
No, he still does.
He
shouldn't, but he still does.
No, I'm saying, he talk. I'm just saying from my perspective.
Yeah.
So they say that. I think that's the real reason why he went to Miami, because the way they got a call. but I'm getting off the head. So the Heat, then you look at the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers was no super team. They had Paul Gasol, which was, he probably was top 10 in his position. Andrew Bynum was eventually top 10 in his position. That wasn't no super team. They won't say Cleveland was a super team. I heard somebody call yesterday say the Bulls was super team. Like, these teams are beatable teams. They had great players, but they was beatable teams. But I think the Warriors was a super team. They was already established champions. They was 11 deep. They didn't lose nothing and added the best player, the second best player, third best. He was top 5 player. So if the Celtics right now keep their same core, and who you think the best 1, 2, or 3 player in the league? Just give me one of them. Whoever you think.
Luka.
Luka. You think Luka top 3?
Yeah. When he's healthy. That's a big caveat, but when he's healthy, yeah.
I guess Luka. Yeah, Luka. I think that's the equivalent of a super team. They already established. They got an actual bench, and they already established one. Believe you think Luka top 3? We're gonna talk about that. That's what I think the super team is. Established, because people, and you would appreciate this because you all talk about team ball. Skip and Stephen A, I feel, started this diminishing the second player and diminishing the rest of the team. When you talking about Scottie Pippen, when they was, and even Bron fans now, they do that. They don't start diminishing the second best player. They call them Robins or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They done start diminishing the roles of the second best player, like a co-captain. I didn't hear this Kareem and Magic. Nobody never said Kareem was a Robin.
So no, you can't.
Did they do that?
No, not that I know of. But here's the deal, right? As you specifically mentioned the Kareem and Magic thing, I'll keep it brief. No one could ever say that Kareem was a Robin, quote unquote. But I'll say this: Kareem won 6 championships in his career. His first one he won with Oscar Robertson, right? They had to get him Oscar Robertson to win that one. After that, when he's in his prime, literally winning a bunch of MVPs with the Lakers, he couldn't even get out of the West. Magic arrives and instantly 5 more chips. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I'm just saying there's a correlation there. Maybe not causation,
I agree with Magic was the man. I'm just saying.
But I would never call Kareem a Robin. Like, that's just stupid and disrespectful.
What we have done to the team aspect, and we blaming the players of everybody how they looking at the game. This is what I think everybody's talking about. And they diminishing the rest of the role players. That's what I was saying. So that's what I think.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Bruce.
No doubt, Nino, man. Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you always.
Hey, Nino, real quick before you go, if I had to pick a top 3, I would say Kyrie. Kyrie's up there. AD went healthy. And definitely
in the league right now?
Yeah, in the league right now. And definitely KD.
Shame that the caveat is always when healthy.
Yeah.
It never used to be.
But Luka, I'm with G. Luka top 3. I don't know.
Yeah, Luka be killing, man. I'm not the biggest Luka fan, but he kills.
Luka don't play no defense though.
Me either. I don't know.
Touche.
That's why I thought I might like them for Bruce. Bruce don't like somebody don't play no defense.
I stand corrected. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, G. Reel me back in, my brother. I appreciate you. No, you're right. Yeah, he another one. Don't even try.
I was gonna say, man. I appreciate you though, Bruce. Yeah, I like, man, Luka play D like Bron now. Bron party. All right, y'all. Enjoy the show.
All right, Nino. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, that Steven Jackson, Ron Artest, and Gary Payton had a defensive camp. They'd make millions, man.
Do you think they would, though?
They would make millions, bro.
I think they should, but I don't think they would. See what I'm saying?
League mandated, man. All the rookies got to go through this camp.
You think they would do it?
They would have no choice.
No, you think the league would do it? The league don't care about that. The league literally changed the rules to take away defense. They don't care about that. Hopefully, at some point, they'll put it back, but that's what I'm saying, Chuck Brewer. I think you're right.
That's the biggest thing they're crying about. That's the biggest thing they're crying about. Nobody would want to go.
Yeah. But I agree with you. They would create a bunch of monsters coming up out of there. And if you want to add one, you add KG as well, you know?
KG, yeah.
You create a bunch of animals coming.
Animals, yeah. KG crazy, yo.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. I like that. That's a great idea.